Welcome back to Truth Be Told. We're back again in the lounge with all the guys. Today's topic, I think we're going to strike on some little sensitive issues, but we're going to be talking about how to be workplace coherent, or how do you be gay in the workplace. I know this is a hard topic for a lot of people, but at least I feel that I've never really had to change for the workplace. I feel that I've always conducted myself very professionally. But what are some experiences in the group as far as like the workplace and navigating the workplace as young, colored, and homosexual?
I would say I wouldn't even really had no problems. It's kind of just been like, people see that I'm a good person and I come off personable or a people person, so they never really looked at me being gay as an issue. I can't really say, I've had that issue before.
As far as in the workplace, I never really had an issue with it because I've never put too much out there in the workplace. You looking at me like, bitch, please. There are some times where
this is the truth.
It could be. There are some times where I get in my comfort zone with somebody. Like I had a manager actually who was gay. He was actually a friend of a friend, and it's real funny. Like me and him, we'll click, and every now and then you'll see my fish come out.
That tail comes out.
Yeah.
Those fins, honey.
Rainbow fish, baby, all day, all night.
The trout.
Rainbow
trout, rainbow, come on.
Do you feel that you have to like test the waters before you could be your full self at work? Because I know for me at least, when I'm in the workplace, when I first get there, I'm very professional, very monotone. Good morning, good afternoon, how are you? My name's Percival. I'm here, da 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 da. And then after a while,
white collar on real quick. Exactly.
And then after a while, the banginess arises a little bit, and the stunts and shows rise.
People see who
But
they really are.
when you pass your 90 days,
Right.
But what about you, Thomas and Donnie? What were your experiences?
Well, for me, since I'm a dancer and I'm a dance teacher, I mean, it's people usually assume that I'm gay, I guess, because I am a guy that dances. So, I mean, I don't really have that issue. But one thing that I guess and I do have to be aware of is that I teach little kids. So even though the parents and the family, even though they may know that, and it's something, it's kind of something that isn't really talked about, I still have to watch. Watch my mannerisms, kind of just how I speak, what I say. I can't be like talking to these little girls, can't be like, oh girl, like what are you doing over there? It does get a little, it is, if I'm getting on them, I can, go there a little bit, but it's still about keeping myself, in a professional place, because I don't want, the last thing that you want is to hear from parents,
right?
And especially at a dance studio, you hear enough already. You don't want to hear more about
bringing that perversion to my child.
Yeah, because you don't know. Yeah, exactly. So
your mannerisms never really come off too much, especially for teaching kids. Like,
So it's like, and I guess
I
it's
thought you were
okay.
straight when I first met you.
Really? Oh.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I was about to say, whoa.
And you deserve to lean back like
No,
I knew when he opened up his mouth. I was like,
no.
yes, Tom. Yes, Tom and Thomas.
Well, when I
Yes,
first got there,
girls.
actually, what was so
I know
interesting
you ain't
was when I first
talking,
started dancing there.
Baby,
That's a different topic.
This faded hat is just
Well,
that, a
when I
faded hat.
when I first got to Lula's and I was there for the first 2 months, a lot of the girls that were younger, that are in high school, they had crushes on me because they thought that I was straight. And then, because when I was there, I just went there, I was dancing, and I just did my thing when I went there. I didn't really talk too much to
Yes,
people.
you mesmerized them, the young fish.
But and then after, when they found out, when people started to figure out that I was gay, they were like, "Oh man!" But they didn't really have an issue with it. But some of the younger kids got a little disappointed. But it's like, it's not something that I guess people there really cared too much about. Because they're there to dance.
Well, and you're a dancer, honey.
So
you're allowed to be
too
gay as
much
a
nowadays.
dancer.
Are you offended by people wondering if you're gay or not, or does it matter? Do you just carry yourself how you are?
I don't really care that they wonder, because I guess on a level it's kind of flattering, because the reason why they want to know usually is to know if they can date me or not. So that's kind of flattering. But then at the same time I'm like, well, why does it? It is something that I'm like, okay, why does that always have to be something that comes up? Like, why can't you just dance with me and chill?
Because you're hot and they want to know if they can get in bed with you.
Because you're hot.
You see you twirling and just extending your leg.
So what about you, Donnie?
In the workforce, well, I got lucky with this time around. Like the job that I have now, I work in a gay friendly environment. The majority of my coworkers happen to be gay or trans or live some type of alternative lifestyle. So it's really cool. But before that, working in places where there were more heteronormative people, it was stressful because I couldn't really be myself. Like I couldn't be free.
Yeah.
They were always wondering, like, wondering about my business, like if I was in a relationship or how gay stuff works, gay sex, like all these different things.
Oh, it
All that,
yes.
all that you really don't like.
It is always the
Girl.
life when Fish asks
Who's
you
the
what
guy?
butt sex feel like for
Right.
the first time. Well, me and my boyfriend are gonna try butt sex. That's very inappropriate, ladies, for the workplace.
Yeah.
But you know what happens in the workplace. Sometimes
Oh
they.
my gosh, I love gay people.
But when
They're
you
so
do
great.
come out, do you feel like people treat you like you're supposed to be like the Bible of the gay world?
Hell yeah.
Like,
No, seriously,
it's
like,
like
it's-
every gay
it's
question
like
they
what
ever
you
want
do.
to know answered by you and you
I
alone.
would say for me, it was just more so like, I mean, I work in retail. So, but at the same time, like I work in retail and I work in management. So when you talk about like being gay, there's a thin line to where you have to take your personal and your work life and divide them up. I mean, you know, if my song is on, you know, I might do a little 1-2 step, but at the same time, me being gay has nothing to do with my work ethics. But at the same time, I can't really let it show. Like I would be like around you guys, but I mean, I don't think it's really effective for me because I work in retail. So if you're gay, work in retail, they automatically know.
Another gay occupation, dancer, retail queen.
I would say it's very hard being gay, especially in retail.
Yeah, it
because everybody thinks once you're gay and you're in retail, every gay person acts the same.
Yes,
and that's the
definitely.
part that I don't like. Period. Because you think if you go, for example, Forever 21 or H&M, or you know the very prominent retail stores,
No, they
you're
can't.
going to see that one token gay that just has to be.
That one queen with the
That just has to be
Yeah.
out there. And you know,
Yes.
like, I love my family. I love, you know, my community. But, but you know, sometimes, especially, you know, now that I'm in management, you are looking at individuals that are coming to you to be, you know, people of your brand. It's like, no. Because you need to be mindful because at the same time, I know where that person is coming from. I used to be that person.
Right.
But I think it takes a while for somebody like that to really get to where they need to be as far as like coming into who they are as a person and knowing how to leave your life behind and take what you need to do and get that coin.
Yeah.
So,
Honey, I have denied a lot of cunts a job, honey, for coming in the interview very
Me too.
disrespectful. When you're in a professional environment, I just have to say, even if you know I'm family, you see me in the club, you kiki, I may have read you, fulfilled,
Right,
whatever
right.
it was. Once we step into the threshold of the workplace, honey, I'm going to really give you professional, and if you decide
Right.
to come at me in the life, you're just not going to get coins that day. Point blank,
But
you're not.
what if they don't know and then they're trying to get that experience
Yeah.
of how to turn off that gay personality and turn on a professional personality? Would you then give them a chance, or you'd be like, no,
Well,
honey, I
they
gotta go,
would really have
you
to
know.
show me a glimmer of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I couldn't just be like, you know, the turn up walk into my office. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna give him a chance because I was once that queer. No, I have to be able to work with
That's
something,
true.
you know,
That's
off the
Yeah.
jump.
Because see potential, then
Yeah.
why
Because
not? You know?
you have a lot of people that go into these, you know, workplaces. You know, they want to get a job, but I just don't feel like a lot of them really have that maturity to even present themselves to other employers, and that's the part that I struggle with my people is because you know we all go for the simple-minded stuff, but at the same time, if you're gay, you're gay. Period. I don't care. I understand that. But if I'm going to bring you on my brand, I need to know that your work ethics is not going to be conflicted with your personal life. I don't need your friends coming up here asking for discounts, asking,
Right.
are you here?
Right.
Because then there's going to be a problem because it's like, are you here to work or are you here just for
The discount.
the treats? Because if you are, baby, give that to somebody else, and I bring on somebody else. Sometimes, and that's the thing. They feel like because you're gay, you get to get them in. No,
Right.
Just because I'm gay, just because I'm here, does not mean you are I'm like the Harriet Tubman for you. No,
Not Harriet Tubman.
No, because a lot of people feel like, that's my homie up in there. Let me go. I'm gonna come up in there. Give me a. No, I'm not gonna get you.
Denying off the workplace conversation.
Yes.
But okay, talking about sculpting and molding yourself and becoming who you are today. Don't you feel like in your journey of your gayness, your second womanhood, whatever you want to call it, because everyone has that struggle where they balance between the feminine and the masculine in this life. You have those guys that are extremely masculine, very rugged. They want to take dick up the ass like they just, the hardest person in the world. And then you have the feminine cunts that, want to prance around, light as a feather, But so in the process of coming out, in the process of navigating your life and seeing where you are in your life, how did you find that process, or how did you find your true self in that process? Because I can say for myself, baby, it's very two extremes from when I'm my younger self. Because when I first came out, I thought gay was all about feminines, lip popping, finger snapping, the reeds, the ballroom scene. Like, I thought that's what all gay men were.
Right.
And so, from that, when I was extremely feminine to now, I still think I have some feminine characteristics, but I also have some masculine ones, honey, because,
Right. It's just there.
That's
the only masculine.
This one thing right here, that's the only thing that titles me a butch queen. Okay.
Did you go through a big transition with that?
Yeah.
With the whole.
Child.
Let
Yeah.
us know, Chris.
Oh my God.
Great.
Yes.
Mine was very, very interesting. There was a point. Okay, when I first came out, I was like, Percy, like I did think, being gay, it was just, hey, hi, I'm here. I wanted to make a statement or to be known, but it was never to the point to where I'll be that loud one. I think it was just more so of me being confident in myself and being comfortable with who I was. At the same time, I was still struggling with my femininity and masculinity, because for a very, very, very long time, I did not like being called handsome. I did not think I was handsome because, most of us growing up in the gay community and in the single parent home, a lot of us really didn't have that father figure. So that masculine side of me was never really, embedded in me as a man, so I can have that balance. And unfortunately, I was raised by women. I wouldn't say not all gay guys have been raised by women. Some have had both parents in their homes, and some of them did not turn out gay who was raised by women. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately, I turned out gay because I don't know where I would be if I was
Angie
straight.
did a good job, She did a good job.
But I went through a lot of transitions. I would say I did not come into my own until I was 21.
One question though. Beautiful story. Just one question though. Okay, for me, you could pull it. Okay, you pull it all day as my fam, as my sis, or whatever. But what about the kids that can't pull it? And what I mean by pull it, for example, baby, you cannot be 6'7" in a Jeffrey Campbell spike boot, honey, and a mini skirt, honey, and serving cunt. Cunt is for 5'6" and under. Chris pulls it because her waistline is really small. Okay. Like, the taller you get, the smaller your waist has to get. These are the official rules for cuntness, because I'm tired of this. Break it down. But the taller you get, if you're above 6 feet, your waist has to be under a 32 to be cunt. Honey, you cannot pull cunt and you look like a quarterback from the back. I'm all down with your transition if you feel like a woman, girl, and that's your true light, but I'm just...
Well, that comes... I've come across a lot of cunts in my life. Yeah. And there have been some cunts where I did bow down because I understood them. And then there were some where I literally had to step outside and had to leave wherever I was at because I felt embarrassed. And that's only to say because... throughout my transition, as you mature, we all went through that stage, but then you also have to understand a lot of people do that for show. I can tell when it's natural for the cunts out there, and I can tell when it's just for a show.
You guys feel that you have to be more conscious of yourself in heterosexual spaces or homosexual spaces?
Both. Because everybody always watching.
Conscious who?
I would think.
But conscious, like, how, okay, for example, if you walk in, when I walk into a room of heterosexuals, I feel no comparison because I feel like as a homosexual man, I'm the greatest thing ever. Here I am, I'm coming to the world of mayonnaise and white bread sandwiches, honey, and I'm just going to bring life to this. But when you have all this life in the room, as far as being in a room full of homosexual men, do you feel yourself more like tailoring yourself and more getting yourself prepared and navigating your interactions with the space versus being with heterosexual?
Hell yeah.
No.
Gays picked you apart.
I guess I feel
No.
like that with both personally. I mean, I guess it's because if I'm used to being like singled out a lot of the time. If I'm like I was used to being the only gay person around a lot of straight people, or like the only black person, or the only person like with hair. Like so, I mean I'm used to that in the heterosexual community, and then with the gays. I mean, I don't know what it is, but there just always seems to be somebody talking about me or something, or noticing me for my hair, or for something because I'm light skinned. They're like, ooh, look at that high yellow nigga. Like I'm like, okay. Well, like I'm like, okay,
You're
so
fetishized.
exactly. So there's already. So I guess for me,
Maybe that's cornbread right there, huh?
No, yeah, like exactly. They're like, oh, you yellow, and it's like I guess I'm already used to that already. So I'm not used to blending in. I'm usually I am used to sticking out. So
I
it
can
just
relate to you
depends
on
on
that.
which one. It just depends on which crowd I feel like dealing with.
I think I'm more closer to the heterosexual side because heterosexuals they cool, they chill, lay back. With the homosexual community, for me, what I've experienced, that's why I just don't deal with certain type of people. It's either admiration, competition, or appreciation.
There we
it's
go.
only one of the three. It can't be all three. So it's like I'm not sitting here trying to compete with nobody. I'm just trying to get my bread like everybody else. Like so that's why I kind of just like to chill with the heterosexual crowd because their mindsets be kind of on a different. I won't say too different because I'm not discriminating against everybody. Nobody like I could be friends with anybody in their mom.
But being in heterosexual spaces, do you feel like you're kind of buying into the stigma and stereotypes of the bitchy gay man? Because, you know, a lot of people feel that when there's a lot of gay men together, we're just like 10 times worse than women. You know, that's what you always hear all the time.
Right.
And do you feel like your statements kind of like play true to that stereotype? Because
No.
Not at all.
No.
Because everybody you interact with is a reflection of you. So you got to be able to handle that community too if you can handle the heterosexual community.
What about y'all?
I mean, I see some truth to that. I mean, I do think, but I think each community has that. Whether it's a group of women, whether it's a group of straight men, whether it's a group of lesbians. Like I think each group has that. So you know, with gay guys, I think that's something that is easily picked out because it's something that is easy to read off of us. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like what you two were saying, you know, that you can relate a lot to other heterosexuals because we aren't competing. I feel like everybody can do that. That when we isolate ourselves off, then of course you're gonna have the people that have certain traits. Of course you're gonna have more of whatever that negative trait is.
I don't know. I guess I've had a completely different experience because
Brian.
no, because truth be told, I have a lot of straight friends, and it's especially when it comes to my straight friends, I lean more towards hanging out with my male friends just because I don't have to deal with this girl coming up to me saying, "Why aren't you gay like the rest of them? Or how come you're not catwalking and wearing heels and makeup and shit?" And it's like, bitch, I'm not that kind of gay dude. Like, calm your tits. And then it's like from my straight friends, my male friends, they all tell me like, dude, you're not even like gay like that. I'm like, bitch, yes I am.
Wait,
I'm just as gay as the next.
But when they say that, how does that make you feel? Like, do you feel like?
Do I feel that it's complimentary?
Well, in a way, yeah.
I mean, slightly, but at the same time, I don't want to sit up here and say, "Oh, thank you," like it's an award, because at the same time, it kind of makes me feel like you guys that they're talking about my people, and when I say my people, I mean my brothers, my fellow gay. Just homosexuals in general, bisexuals, trisexuals, bi-curious niggas, all that.
But if we were sitting here
about
saying,
ourselves too.
yeah, if we were sitting here talking about them booty bandits you kick it with, them
Booty
your people
who?
too. Them your people too. The straight.
The booty bandits.
Booty bandits.
The
That's
booty
what we're
bandits
calling
that you
them?
like. honey.
The
A
booty
booty
bandits?
bandit is somebody that only gets the booty after 10 o'clock. You know, the straight world knows them as the DLs and all that.
Right.
Over on this side, we call them the booty bandits because they sneak out of your bed and come to vandalize the booties at
I've
night.
never
booty
eaten.
Well, I think
Rocky
we've
Hill.
all had our experiences with navigating heterosexual and homosexual spaces, and it's really, you know, it's really all about being true to oneself and really knowing who you are in the inside and projecting that outward.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter whether you're gay, you're straight, bisexual, transgendered, whatever you are, it's about being your true self. And when you're really true with yourself about who you are, people will see that and people will accept you for who you are, no
Yeah,
matter
definitely.
what. You know. So I think it was just. You know, the kids read you. That's just a chop, baby.
Yeah,
You a
you
chop
Just
from
got
your
chopped.
category.
It's okay. You tried to do realness
So,
and they just chopped
I
you.
wasn't
It's
even trying
okay.
to be all that. They just.
I know, but you weren't, but you were. But but
did it
until
without
next
trying.
time, on the truth be told, we'll come back with these crazy guys, and you know we'll have some. more
We're
conversation.
here.
Let's fight back, y'all.
Let's take revenge.
Yeah, bye.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Revenge. That's R3VNG. Or give us a call at 323-329-9912.